Hello everyone, this is Caregivers class. I'm here to teach you guys on skill acquisition program, and I'll be teaching you different kind of things. Please pay attention. I'll be teaching you guys on fascinator, different kind of fascinator. This is a bow style fascinator, and all the material needed I'll be showing you so that you know where to get them. For this particular one, we'll be using crinoline, combs, feathers, then we'll be making use of wool gum. Then there are other ones here. This is called ring shape fascinator. As you can see, this is it. But these are the the materials needed for it. This is called bony. You can get it in the market. And this is what I'm going to be achieving. I'll be using bias to cover it up. So if you want to use any color of bias, but I'm going to be using black for this. Then this particular one, so I'll be using net. I'll be using net. This is also called crinoline. I'll be using crinoline too. So let's get started. I'll be starting with this. We'll be using this wire. This is how it comes in the market. We'll be using this wire, and I've already covered it up with the shade of color I want it to be. I'm using pink. So I've covered it up with the bias stripe. I'll be fast so that I'll be able to cover up with, cover the whole. If you want another shape, you can turn it around. Make sure it's tight. Then you cut this off. Then you can embellish it with any material that you have. Like all this embellishment here, you can embellish it with this. These are called petals. And these are buttons. These are buttons. This is also called petals. You can embellish it with it, but I'm going to be using feathers and crinoline. So I'm going to tack this with the same color of thread. That's what I'm going to be using to tack it. It has to be very tight so that it won't come off. Then after tacking it, I'll be using Alice band so that you'll be able to wear it. So you tack the Alice band under here. You can also use comb if you don't want to use Alice band. You can also use comb. You can see the way I'm tacking it. Some people use wool gum, but I don't want to use wool gum because it can come off. So I have to tack it well. When you are sure the Alice band is tightly fixed, it can't remove, then you tie it up, then add the embellishments on it. I'm sure this is okay. Don't mind all this dirty finishing. You're going to cover it all with the embellishments, so it won't really show. So I'll be using this embellishment to cover up all this. Or you can as well use this. I'll be using the wool gum. This is wool gum. You apply the wool gum on your embellishment. Then you can, put feathers if you want feathers. Different kind of feathers. I would like to use pink. I just want to be pink lady. But you'll be applying the wool gum to hold the feathers down. When you are applying the wool gum, you need to be careful so that the thing will not come off. So we leave it to dry. This is for this. So I'll be going to this now. I'm through with this. I'll be going to this now. This is very simple. This is the crinoline I'll be using. If you want it fuller than this, you can use more than 1.5 yards. But this is all it's not up to 1 yard that I'll be using. And you'll be using a matching thread. The first thing you will do, at the edge, you hold it together this way. Then tie it with the thread. Make sure it's very, very, very tight. Can you see what I'm showing you? It's very, very tight now. So I'm going to be tacking it, running a running stitches on this. Well, if you are looking at this, there are two parts. This part, we have a thread. This particular part, there's a thread. There's no thread there. So you are going to be running the stitches where the thread is, not under here. Because if you run it under here, you won't get a nice shape. So I'll be running the stitch. This is running stitches, and I'll be using comb and some pearls to design it. You can also make money from this when you go home for Christmas. You can make for your friends, family members. Then when you are sure you are good at it, you can start selling it. It's just a skill that I cannot leave you if you are really dedicated to it. Practice everything that I'm teaching. So when you get to the end, you do the same thing you did at the beginning. You bring all these edges like this. Then you drag the thread, the running stitches, you drag it. And see it's forming what I put down here. After dragging it, to give you a beautiful shape. Then you do the same thing. You tie that edge very well. Then you introduce the comb. Some people can use Alice band or this rubber, but I'll be using the comb. I'll be using the comb. Then you can turn to form the cap. Then you bring the comb to where you want it to stand. You can put the comb on your hair, then place it and see if this is how you want it or at the back. But I'll be doing the way I placed it on my hair. So I'll be tacking it. If you get the comb, you have to tack it. You'll see holes. So you go through the holes to tack so that it won't come off. You can do like 4 or 5 holes. And you can trim. There are some things like showing up here. You can trim it off. After that, you can tack it. And you tie. And you go, we do the embellishments. I'll be using the pearl to embellish it. I won't be using the feathers like this. I use the feather and this. I'll be using the pearl. You can use any shade. It's not compulsory, it's white. You can decide to do pink. This is what I'll be using to cover up all the rough edges. You can see. You also leave it to dry up. I'll be going to the next one. I'll be going to this. This is the ring shape fascinator. I'll be using a black bias, and I've already done it. You get a bias, then you roll it round. If it's the pink one you want, you get the pink bias and you roll it round the bony. So this is 1.5 yards of bony. Some people can use 3. It depends on what you want to achieve. If you want a bigger one, if you want it bigger than this, you can get like 3 yards, but this is 1.5. So you'll be rolling it, hold it firmly to form the ring shape. As you can see that this is not coming out nice, so I'm going to go back and roll it again to give me what I want. Okay, I think I'm cool. I'm okay like this. Yes. So I'll get my black thread to tighten up this so that it won't come up. We're going to fasten it very tight. And you need to hold it well so that it won't come off. You tie. Okay. So I'll be introducing this again. This is crinoline to embellish it. If you don't want this color, you can get another color. Then you can use your glue gum, or there's another gum. It's like a gun to attach all this, like the crinoline. Like I said earlier on, I prefer the tacking so that I'll be sure it's well fastening together. Okay. I think it's okay. Tight. Don't mind the pink color you're seeing there. I'll cover it up with my embellishments. So I'll be using feathers to embellish it. I'll be using this gum. This is the candle, then this is the machine that they put the candle. Okay, I'll be using this to cover up, to finish up. Then you can decide to use the comb or Harley's band or this rubber band. I'll be going for the comb. Just apply the, or use your needle and thread. This gum is very effective. Okay, we are done with this too. Thank you for watching me, and I pray that the Lord will help you to understand more of this, because this is the end of it, and I pray that you'll be able to use it more in life and practice more. Have a beautiful week. Bye.